Are we in for a treat? Take a look at this art. Arkham Asylum. Now, is Arkham Asylum goth metal lore? Now, my sister has the original hardcover. I have the paperback. I think the pages started to fall out, but this is a book that came out in 1989. I think in between Robin's Jason Todd and uh, Tim, the Tim Drake Robin. Anyway, so let's take a look at the artists and writers. Grant Morrison, Dave McKean. Grant Morrison, he does all kinds of stories, and I always, as usual, Adi Sakti Tantimed will criticize Grant Morrison. I can criticize Grant Morrison's not a perfect writer, but he's very good. But over the years, even the best of writers will lose their way. But some of his best stuff with Superman and Justice League and Batman. And here you could see these paintings by McKean, and just the way that it's like if you were to shoot this as a movie, it would be like looking through the Game Boy camera. If you look at the Game Boy camera and you get these sort of grainy, choppy, animated look, but it's like you're looking through the camera, and it's like it's just trying to animate a movie, but it's in 8 bits, and it looks so cheap. But that's okay. I mean, that's the way it's meant to be. It's meant to be choppy and dark. So all the story really is that Joker is taking over the insane asylum that is Arkham Asylum. You have Two Face, you have Killer Croc, you have the Mad Hatter, and Maxie Zeus, and Scarecrow. No Penguin, right? You have Maxie Zeus, you have Professor Milo, you have. I could have sworn there was another one. Uh, Doctor Destiny. That's right, Doctor Destiny. So there's that. And Joker's the one that kind of pulls strings, but there's a killer that's pretending to be a psychologist or psychiatrist, one of the people working there at Arkham. And the doctor that works there, the person that works there is actually trying to help the patient. So in the case of Two Face, she gets him off the coin and onto a die, and then instead of a die, she gives him the I Ching coins, the luck coins, and then playing with cards. 50. So now you have 52 choices, but all you did was screw him up. Instead of giving him choices, now you screwed up his mentality, his thinking, as Batman points out. Batman has to go in there and clean up the asylum and put the inmates back in their cells and save the warden and save Arkham, save all the doctors and the guards and restore order to the asylum. That's all it really is. But the paintings and the twisted, the sort of Pablo Picasso like art, it's so twisted and dark. This is, I mean, when we talk about goth metal lore, we're talking about otherworldly fantasy, right? We're talking about all of that, and there's just so much world building in the way of what Arkham is. Now, there was supposed to be a show coming out for HBO Max or simply Max called Arkham Asylum, but they're going to just skip it because James Gunn's an asshole and Peter Safran's a bitch. So instead of getting that, we're going to get the Penguin series, Batman Cape Crusaders coming out, the cartoon that's kind of based on the 1930s Batman, somewhere between the 1930s Batman and whatever Bruce Timm and Radomski came out with 30 years ago. And we're going to get Joker 2 in the fall, which is fine. This is Joker talking about the Madhouse. Oh yeah, didn't you have a two-headed person like Tweedledee and Tweedledum? You have all kinds of characters. So Batman just has to go through the asylum, survive the asylum, and then come back out. I think GameStop released a reprint of this book in conjunction with 2008's Rocksteady's Arkham Asylum for the Xbox 360 and PS3, PC. So, I would say that Arkham Asylum is very much a goth metal lore kind of story. I mean, I think of this music from Eternal Darkness as being the ambiance, the thing that we hear when we hear When we go into this asylum, we might hear people screaming in the background, or women crying, or baby crying, but it's just going to this hell because you're going to the shit. You know, Batman cuts himself. He thinks of his parents, how he disappointed his parents on that night after he watched Zorro, and how dare you embarrass me this way, Bruce? But it's like he's living with his demons. Joker is, going on about himself. He's threatening to kill people, and Batman goes over there. What is it? James Gordon says, are you afraid? No, it's like, of course not. Batman's not afraid of anything. It's me. I'm afraid. I'm afraid that I'm going to find the inner truth, that what the Joker and all the inmates think is real, is that, that I am as crazy as they are. And at the end of the story, Joker gives Two-Face Harvey Dent a choice, a flip a coin. If it's smooth side, he goes free. If it's scarred side, he dies in the asylum. So he hasn't flipped a coin, and of course he goes free. Of course, because it's the adventures continue. Um, that's just how it is. More pictures. This is the light bulb. I kind of like what is it? The beginning of the story that it says Alice in Wonderland says she asked the Cheshire Cat, "I'm not mad. Of course you're mad. I'm mad. You're mad. Everyone's mad. You have to be mad, or you wouldn't be here." So that was a nice interaction between the Cheshire Cat and Alice, and just some of there's some photographs as well of light bulbs and things. There's a whole story though that explains exactly while Batman's going through the asylum. There's a whole story that explains how Arkham Asylum came to be, and it had to do with Jebediah Arkham. I don't know. Uh, he lost his family because Mad Dog Hawkins. He he was categorized as sane, no longer sanity impaired, and so Arkham let him free. But unfortunately, for Mr. Arkham, Hawkins was still a serial killer. So he killed his wife and put his daughter's head in the dollhouse. And that was like the daughter's head was this, her face was staring back at Arkham. And it was a dark thing that happened. It happened in the 1900s, right? The turn of the century. So eventually this man went and say, first he killed Mad Dog Hawkins. He killed the man and fried him to death. Just
cold, distant, as though it rebels at my very presence.
love that darkness. So, yeah, he kills him, and then what is it? The guy that is revealed at the end of the story, the Joker calls him out for his secret, but the guy says that Jeremiah Arkham, I think his name is, uh, he killed a stockbroker because I guess he was trying to. I guess it was tax fraud or tax evasion, but he ended up in Arkham Asylum, and he wrote some sort of a manifesto or a constitution of what makes Arkham Arkham, apart from other asylums. And he used his own fingernails until he had no fingernails left. And he died. He just died in there. He had like no fingers left, and his hair was grown out. He looked like Robinson Crusoe or Moses, and he just died in the asylum. So there was a whole origin story about how Arkham Asylum came to be, and I thought it was very good. So I mean, that story I give an A plus because Grant Morrison knows how to tell these damn stories. He can't fuck around. Not the best writer because there's other writers who approach things differently. Love and Rockets being one about women's female superheroes who are aware they are fictional and they're in a fictional story, and very rarely do you see stories like that. This is the hardcover, I think. Yeah, such a dark tale. But you could not put Superman in this. You could not put the Justice League in this, or the Flash, or Wonder Woman. This is a Batman story. The art that guides this, the language. Could only be a Batman story. I mean, you could put the Sandman or Death or some of the Vertigo characters in there, but primarily this is a Batman story. This is the psychiatrist explaining how Two-Face works, Here you got Two Face. There's the Joker. Please, miss. Harvey's pissed himself again. This is his mother, and in Arkham, Jeremiah Arkham, the ancestor of the current Arkham, um, he I don't know if he kills his mother or he kills somebody, but his mother is eating cockroaches, and Jeremiah wears like his he takes a pearl-handled razor and kills her, I think, and he wears like the wedding dress, but it has blood on it. There's so much dark imagery, but it's more than just a horror. It's Grant Morrison again. It's more than just a horror. It's being in that Arkham Asylum is a fantasy on its own. Um, Arkham was right. Sometimes the only madness that matters, that makes us what we are. And I don't know what this is. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. There was a one where Joker got the psychiatrist, a woman, that saves Batman's life at the end. Um, she has him look at ink blots, and he could see the bat, right? Where Joker could see something else. And what was it that she says? Good, life, death, end, stop. So there's a lot of tragedy here. I think this is Maxi Zeus hooked up to electricity. And there's the Joker. He tricked Batman. Of course he does. So, yeah, look at this. This is neat. Living Hell. This is a sequel, I guess. But we're only looking at the original story. Look at these photographs. This is amazing stuff. So that's it. Nothing more to see here. This is the book I have, the one with the dead bird on it. I don't know why that dead bird exists, but there you go. There's a psychologist again. More images. Arkham Manor. Uh, I don't know if I could find that image where at the very there's Arkham. There's the legendary ancestor Arkham, and at the very end of this book, Two Face sticks to the coin, and he looks at the house of cards he built, and he says, "Who cares for you? You're nothing but a stack of cards." Very much Alice in Wonderland. So Two Face. Oh yeah, this is. Oh Jesus Christ, my leg is bleeding. My leg, don't touch me. My skin is sick, Batman. This is Doctor Destiny. Yeah. So I think we'll leave it at that. Look at this imagery; it's so disturbing. But there you go. Arkham Asylum. Pick it up if you like. I think it's on digital. I think it's on Kindle, so you should be able to read it. This book is like 35 years old, I think, today. There you go. Arkham Asylum. Uh, there's about two more Goth-Metal lores I'll do before the move. So we will focus on Alien on Thursday.